Right, good day to you. Yeah, look at the weather, absolutely atrocious, but it's been a fantastic day. Yeah, I've been out and about on the all-new Triumph Speed Twin 1200. Absolutely marvellous. This isn't the RS version, this is the standard version. It's been real good fun, even though it has been raining and I haven't really been able to test it. I've been, you know, when I say test it to the extent that you would like. So I guess I'm going to go up to Hawley Castle where we'll have a little walk round. But before we get there, I'll have a little mutter about it. Obviously, it doesn't have the twin clocks anymore, just this one single clock with a USB thing there. Marvellous. It's got the same engine output as the RS, and that's what, 103.5 brake horsepower, 112 newton meters of torque. Absolutely marvellous. I will just keep giving you a little bit of a wipe. Yeah. It doesn't have Brembo brakes or compression and rebound adjustment on the Marzocchi front forks, or in fact on the Marzocchi rear suspension either. No, but we can discuss that when we get to Hawley Castle, which won't take long. The seat height on this as well is also just a little bit lower. Let's get down here. 805 millimeters, so a bit more helpful for Dave. Yeah. Marvellous. So I'll tell you what, I'll just pop it in here and we'll just have a little look. I like the colour that they've done this. I think it's really quite snazzy. Yeah, let's have a little look. If I pop it here into neutral, visor up because I can't breathe, engine off, side stand down, over we go, and it is absolutely caked. I've done a couple of 100 miles on this one. There you go. What do you reckon? You like that colour? Yeah. Let me change cameras and we'll have another look at it. Right, here it is. Triumph Speed Twin 1200. Absolutely marvellous. I'll get to the engine in a minute. Front, first thing you'll know, no Brembos on this. Marzocchi suspension, non-adjustable. I think it's 43mm. Headlamp, just dinky, fine. LED, standard indicators, none of that flashy business. But look at the state of it, absolutely filthy. But it's been torrential all day. Yeah, and I have done some miles on it. In this white colour, not as blingy as the orange, but I quite like it. Looks very workmanlike. Sounds beautiful from that exhaust. But the engine now puts out 103.5 brake horsepower, but it's same as the Thruxton RS. Also puts out 112 newton meters of torque. Yeah, which isn't shabby, is it? Exactly the same as the RS on the engine side. The rear suspension though, non-adjustable, other than, well, it's adjustable a little bit. It also has 10mm less of wheel travel as well. See, everything else is basically the same as the RS. Obviously a big letdown, only 1 o'clock now, which I understand might be something to do with being able to fit a quick shifter to it. I don't know, so don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it's all about. Bar end mirrors, of course, and a sample pot brake reservoir. Yeah, but I think it looks all right. I love the shape of the tank. Doesn't look so much now on this one, but on the RS it really stands out, sort of curvy like that, obviously to let the forks in, which means they've probably changed the rake or something like that, I would imagine, to have to do that, or maybe they've made the tank wider. What else? USB up here, just behind there, and adjustable brake levers here, and these have been cut out. They're much more like aftermarket ones, you know, what everyone replaces them with, and obviously lightweight to save weight. And on the way, it's still 216 kilos, which is still quite a heavy lump, isn't it? For, you know, a sports type bike. And I know the retro, but yeah, I really like it. That engine, well, I'll talk about the engine when I get back on, I think, and the way it feels compared to the old one. Yeah. Right, here we go, back on board. I mean, look at the crud that's come up here. I mean, it is extreme, I suppose. You could say that for it. You'll also notice I had blue mechanics gloves on, you know, like surgical gloves. That's because I'm on my 3rd pair of gloves. Yeah. I know. What can I say? Anyway, let's get down here, proper little Suffolk road, and let me tell you about this engine. It's smooth as silk. Yeah, absolutely smooth as silk. It's absolutely lovely. I can't say no more than that. It's responsive. Obviously I'm in rain mode at the moment, but I have had it in sport and road, and it's smooth in all of them. Now, the suspension on this compared to the RS, it isn't as good, but in a sense it's better for real roads, you know, roads like this. It's a little bit softer. The RS, maybe just the way it was set up, means it's a bit firmer. Handles a little bit better, but this handle's absolutely superb. You know, I don't want to take anything away from this one at all. Comfort wise, well, like I say, I've been doing about between 300 and 500 miles a day. Yeah. What I'll do is I'll get up here, just listen to that engine. Absolutely superb. Got to watch for cars up here as well. So the difference between this and the RS is basically the suspension and Brembo brakes, and the paint job, of course. Yeah, I'm not sure that there's actually anything else different. Hey up, Sainsbury's having its tea break look. Marvellous. Let's get on to the senses test anyway. Well, this has got to be ice cream, hasn't it? It's that Ebor ice cream again. Rich, creamy, smooth, and this is smooth, and because of the softer suspension it seems smoother still. Yeah. That's what it would taste like. Yeah. And then smell, well, it's a relatively brand new bike. It's been out in all the crud. Just smells of warm metal. Yeah, no oil, no water, nothing. Absolutely perfect. And then to look at, I like the look of it. I like it in this colour as well. I love the shape of the tank at the front. I know it's for practical purposes, but they've done it really nicely. It reminds me of a Batwing or something like that. Yeah. Yes, it doesn't have 2 round clocks. Disappointing. But I guess it's come of age, hasn't it? It's gone into the 21st century. Yeah. I'll get back down here into Hawley, and then I'm going to pick up the A14. What's it like on the A14? Well, what I would say, both this and the RS, in high winds and buffeting at speed, I think it gets just a little bit jittery, more so than the Thruxton. But it could just be me, and like I said, the weather has been extreme. It could also be the setup, but I noticed both of them do the same. Yeah, so to look at modern retro semi-sport bike, I guess. To touch and feel, it feels really good quality. Everything works. The back brake is superb, the front brake is superb. Too fast, it says. Too fast. Well, it's a speed twin, of course it's too fast. Yeah, the brake levers are really dinky, really nice, have a nice feel. Clutch light as a feather. I mean, suspension handled that really well. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the suspension on this. Is it as good as the other? I'll tell you what, I'll just do a right here. Bumpety bump. Slow speed manoeuvring and everything, absolutely excellent. No, but to touch and feel, everything is top notch. I just wish they'd changed that. I don't know what to. I think they use that because they're supposed to be better, but I don't understand quite why. No centre stand, of course. And I think, if I'm being really picky, I would say that the USB would have been better off on the other side. Yeah, because if you're going to have anything plugged in, you're going to want it on this side, but then you've got this great monstrosity, haven't you? Yeah. And then the sound is just wonderful. It sounds very, very similar to the Thruxton. And then that sixth sense, how does it make me feel? I guess it's the sum of everything else. It makes me feel fantastic. I can't tell you how much I've enjoyed riding it. And I think if you had tried the Thruxton and you like the Thruxton except the weight on the wrists and the drop bars, then the new RS, all this will fill that gap. because basically the RS is the Thruxton dressed up as a speed twin. Yeah, that's what I'd say. But I'm going to carry on. I've got a couple more 100 miles to do. Oh, someone's got to do it. I hope you've enjoyed this little video, and the rest of them. Yeah. I will catch you in another mutter. Yeah, I'm just going to go down onto the A14. I'm going to be stuck behind this lorry though. You don't want to see me on, I'll just give you a wipe. You don't want to see me on the A14 because there's so much crud and everything. So I will leave it right there. Yeah. Ta-ta.